Hey guys, how's it going out there? Hope you guys are doing well. So today we're going to be talking about the Kingdom Hearts franchise because Kingdom Hearts is an interesting position right now because it has been 3 years since we got the first teaser for Kingdom Hearts 4. And since then, we have had pretty much an astounding lack of information. The only thing we've gotten is a few screenshots which came out a few weeks ago, and then they announced that they canceled that. I think it was a mobile Kingdom Hearts game, which I mean it's news, but not the best news. They canceled that, and then they released these screenshots. And other than that, we have had no information. There's been no announcement, like as far as like a development update or like a potential release date, a teaser, a trailer, a video, or an official announcement from the developers. Nothing. Square Enix has pretty much said nothing about Kingdom Hearts 4. And it's kind of not too surprising because Kingdom Hearts 3, which seemed like it was never going to come out, I didn't even realize this, but Kingdom Hearts 3 actually started being developed in 2005. And it didn't release until like fucking 2019. Now, and I know that with Kingdom Hearts 3, there was a little bit of issues because they were switching from whatever engine that they were making Kingdom Hearts 3 in, and then they were switching to Unreal, and then that added more time. But I mean, still, the fact that Kingdom Hearts 3 started development in '05 and we did not get this game until 2019 is fucking insane. Now, are we going to wait that long? Is it going to take that long for Kingdom Hearts 4 to get released? God, I fucking hope not. I'm willing to say no. I don't think we're going to be looking at a GTA 6 slash Kingdom Hearts 3 situation where we're going to be waiting 14 years from now. But it is kind of interesting, like, when we are going to get this game because it's definitely not going to be this year. I'm willing to bet we're not getting it next year. I would even say there's a chance we might not get it for 2027. Honestly, if I'm predicting when this game is going to be released, I would say 20, maybe late 2017 being on the generous side, likely 2028 to 2029, just because it does seem like these games take a good amount of time to get developed. And also, I would rather them take their time developing this game and making it as polished and as good as they can instead of rushing it out. That would just be counterproductive. So, like, if it takes them more time to get this, developed and well done, I'd rather them do that. But kind of thinking about Kingdom Hearts 4, I've been wondering, like, what kind of game is Kingdom Hearts 4 going to be? Because from what it looks like to me, and from what Kingdom Hearts 3 was, it seems like Kingdom Hearts is becoming more of like a standalone quasi Final Fantasy series. And what I mean by that is definitely, I mean, obviously, Kingdom Hearts has always had like kind of an inspiration from Final Fantasy, but like it seems like with the aesthetic, with the graphics, the worlds, they seem to be going more in an original route with like original characters. They don't seem to be as interested in like having the Final Fantasy and the Disney characters and the Pixar characters. Like in Kingdom Hearts 3, they didn't really have the Final Fantasy characters. I mean, they were there, but like nowhere near like they were in Kingdom Hearts 1 or Kingdom Hearts 2 or even the other Kingdom Hearts games. And it looks like with Kingdom Hearts 4, they're going to be going more in the original route with like different worlds that are like completely new, not like a Disney or Pixar or Final Fantasy property, like their own new RPG type of setting, which I'm kind of okay with, because at the same time, as much as I like the crossover between Disney and Pixar and Final Fantasy, if they decide to do something just completely different, it could either be a disaster or it could work. That's kind of the tricky part. Is it if they stray too much from what Kingdom Hearts has been known to be, that could damage this game. But at the same time, I feel like people would welcome something different because I was not a. I didn't dislike Kingdom Hearts 3, but I don't know. I felt like it was just underwhelming. Like, and you could kind of tell that in Kingdom Hearts 3, they weren't really too interested in a lot of aspects of like the Disney, Pixar, Final Fantasy elements. Like Pete and Maleficent, I don't even think that they were bosses. I think that I think if I'm remembering correctly, they just showed up randomly throughout the game and would just talk and give exposition. And then they showed up at the end of the game again, talking, and that's it. Like there was no boss battle with Pete, no Maleficent boss battle. It was just them randomly showing up, just talking every now and then, and that was it. Like even the worlds didn't feel as like interesting or even as like enjoyable. Not all the worlds were bad, but like in Kingdom Hearts 2, I loved like so many of the worlds. Like the Lion King world was fucking phenomenal. The Pirates of the Caribbean world, that was great. Like there were just so many good worlds in Kingdom Hearts 2, and then in Kingdom Hearts 3, I mean, yeah, they had some unique new worlds. Like they finally had Toy Story, and the Toy Story world was okay. I felt like it was kind of weird how like half the cast was missing from Toy Story. Like we didn't really see most of the characters. Like I think it was only Buzz and Woody and I think the aliens, but like I don't think Jesse showed up. I don't think Bullseye was there. Like so many of the characters from Toy Story were just weirdly absent. I'm not sure why. So yeah, the Toy Story world is okay. The Frozen world is fucking cancer. I don't know who or what thought that was a good idea, but that was fucking awful. They should completely remove that world. If they are gonna have a repeat of the Frozen world from Kingdom Hearts 3 and 4, cut that shit out right now. That does not need to be anywhere in these games. That was fucking atrocious. But the other worlds, like the Tangled world, it was whatever. I thought it was all right. But I mean, that was kind of my common thing with the Disney worlds. Is like they were just kind of okay, and then we, once again we went back to Olympia with Hercules, and yeah, I mean, not that I don't dislike Hercules, but it's like, goddamn, we always go the Olympia, and we always have Hercules. Like one character in one world that should take a break from this franchise is Hercules. Like, okay, we've had our fill of the of the Olympian. We've had our fill of the fucking the fucking hydras and fucking intro, because he's always like normally like the entry battle, like the starter battle for the series, for the game we're playing. So that's one world that I would actually be kind of happy not being in the game. But I kind of wonder like if Kingdom Hearts goes like more in its like own like fantasy RPG route, like what will that look like? Because I kind of wonder if Sora, like I mean obviously Sora, he's been the main character of the franchise since it started, and you got Riku and Kairi who've been there. Kairi, not to go on a rant, but Kairi, god damn, you want to talk about a fucking underwhelming disappointment. She was trash in Kingdom Hearts 3, and I hope that they give her redemption in 4, because they hyped her up as like she was this like training Keyblade wielder with Axel. I think it was, I think her and Axel were like training to be Keyblade wielders, and they did not do fucking anything pretty much in that game. They didn't. And Kairi fucking died. She ended up getting kidnapped, ended up being a damsel in distress, and getting fucking killed. So yeah, like so much for her being this like training Keyblade wielder. Ends up just being a damsel in distress that gets fucking clapped up and killed. Yeah, that was wonderful. Yeah, I mean Riku. Riku had a little bit to do there. Like we got to play as him for a little bit and had some cool battles. But Riku, he's just kind of there. But going forward, like if they're gonna like kind of shed the Disney Pixar crossover aspect of Kingdom Hearts, like I would like to have like a dueling protagonist system, like where you get to play as like Kairi, Sora, or Riku, and like you could even like decide like at the beginning of the game, like do you want to play as Riku or Sora or Kairi, or like throughout the game you could kind of inter switch between different characters like Kairi, Sora, Riku, and just go from there. I think that would be cool because I mean I like Sora, but like I've been kind of burnt out with Sora. Like I would like to have a break from Sora as a main character. That's part of why back in the day when 365 Days came out on the Nintendo, I loved that game because like we got to play as the Organization 13, we got to play as Donald, we got to play as Goofy, we got to play as Mickey, we got to play as Roxas, we got to play as Xion. Like we had all these different cool characters that like we never get to play as and we never get to actually use ourselves. Like that was cool. Like I would love a Kingdom Hearts game where like we got to switch between like Donald, Goofy, Riku, Kyrie, Sora. Like there's a like a diverse group of characters you could switch from. Like at some point you could play as like Mickey, or like if you want to like unlock different like side quests, you could play as like only Mickey for a side quest, or you can only play as like Donald for a side quest, or you can only play as Goofy for a side quest. I think that'd be a cool system. And it kind of looks like there's going to be like a lot of new like original characters. I forgot his name, but there was that one character. He's a boss in the DLC bosses, which is insanely hard to beat. But he looks like he'll be an interesting character. I forgot his name. But like it does seem like we're going to be going more in like the Final Fantasy route, especially just like the way the characters look, just like the feel of it. And I'm kind of all for it. But at the same time, if they do get rid of the Disney and the Pixar worlds, I'll be kind of disappointed because, I mean, obviously, there's been people wanting, Star Wars and Marvel and all these other worlds. I mean, realistically, we're never going to get every single Pixar and Disney world or even character in Kingdom Hearts. It's just not possible. However, one world and a few characters I would have loved to have seen, and I doubt that they will ever show up, is Princess and the Frog. I would really love a Princess and the Frog world before they really get rid of the Disney Pixar worlds for the Kingdom Hearts franchise. I would very much love to have a Princess and the Frog world because I feel like Dr. Facilier, he's a perfect villain for the Heartless. He's in the Voodoo, the Shadow Man. You could have him as like making a deal with the Heartless, like you do with Voodoo. You could have like a rendition of Friends on the Other Side as like the boss music. You could have these different cool shadow bosses, different shadow phases of him. That'd be cool. But realistically, I doubt we're ever going to see any character from Princess and the Frog in Kingdom Hearts. I doubt we're ever going to see Tiana or Naveen or Facilier. They just don't seem like characters that Square Enix or the people developing Kingdom Hearts they would have any interest in having, in a Kingdom Hearts game. But one thing I think that they could do, like if especially with like Kingdom Hearts 4, like if they're not going to have the worlds per se, but they're going to have like elements of the Pixar and Disney, like they could just keep really the summons, like you could just have like how in Kingdom Hearts 3 they didn't have the Lion King world like they did in 2, but they had Simba, who was a summon. Yeah, they could do that where instead of having the Kingdom Hearts, Disney worlds, you just have like a variety of summons that do different types of things. Like, I think, was it, goddamn, who was the summon? Was it Bambi? There was a summon in 3 that was like just strictly for healing. And I don't remember if it was Tinkerbell. It was one of the more like adorable characters, but I think it was Bambi or Tinkerbell, one of those characters. But like you could do stuff like that. Like you could even have like a Lightning McQueen summon, who's like you have like a little mini side quest of like going through like hordes of Heartless, just speeding them down with like booming thunder and shit like that. Like kind of like how Wreck-It Ralph was in 3. Now that'd be kind of cool. Where you just have like summons of Disney and Pixar characters. I think that'd be cool. And one other thing I would like to see with the Kingdom Hearts franchise going forward is like actually being able to play as some of the actual Pixar Disney characters. Again, I'm not saying you have to like have the whole game playing as them, but I think it'd be kind of cool to like play as like Simba, or play as like Elsa, or play as like any of the characters, Moana, some of the princesses. That'd be kind of cool, especially like in an RPG environment. Like it sounds kind of ridiculous to like play as like a lot of different Disney characters in a fighting game, but then again, we got fucking Donald, Goofy, and Mickey who've been in the games forever, and then we got Pete. So like it can work. Like it can work well. This is the one franchise where it does not sound fucking absurd to have like Chicken Little or some shit fighting a this massive kaiju boss. Like in this universe, it does make sense. So that's something I would kind of like. Other than that, I'm not really I'm not really too hopeful that we're gonna get like a lot of news like going forward about Kingdom Hearts 4, just because it seems like Square Enix, they kind of have this weird trend of like releasing teasers and releasing like trailers, but not really having much else for a while. Like when Kingdom. I remember when Kingdom Hearts 3, when one of the trailers released, it was like fucking years. Like they released a screenshot and then they released a trailer. I can't remember what year it was. And then, like, from the time that trailer and that video came out, it was like years and years later before we got any more information about like anything. And then that's when we found out that they had switched from the old engine into Unreal Engine. But that was like years in between. So it does seem like Square Enix, they do take a while to like actually release a lot of information. So like I felt this when the teaser came out, but a part of me was kind of hoping that maybe we were going to get Kingdom Hearts 4 like sooner, since they released the teaser sooner to when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, opposed to like when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, where like we had like nothing for like a decade plus. But realistically, I kind of felt like even though we had gotten the teaser, I was like, I don't think we're probably going to get this game for a while. And it looks like it's going to be a few more years before we get this game, which, I'm fine with. I just kind of would like, some information, like, what possible, like, I don't know, like, we got some screenshots, but just anything would be kind of nice. Like, that's the one thing that kind of drives people crazy waiting for games, just like fucking radio silence. Because it just kind of makes you think like anything. Like, is the game canceled? Is it indefinitely delayed? Is there problems behind the scenes? Is there, some issue with development? Is there some creative issue? Like, it just lets you have any possible thought of what could be going wrong. Like, I mean, that's why people are really, worried about like Telltale, like if that company's even alive, because they've just had no information for like a half a year about like what's going on with Wolf Among Us. Like, is it still in development? Is it canceled? Is it delayed? Or are you trying to find money? Like, what's going on? We don't know. Like, people at least want, like, even if it's just like a redundant update of just like, it's still in development, or like, we're working hard at it. People would prefer that over just like nothing for months to years at a time. Like that, a lot of people just like lose interest, and a lot of people get frustrated at that point. So like, I hope we get something soon, which likely not, but I'd take something over nothing at this point. But with that being said, I think I've talked enough about good old Kingdom Hearts, so I think I'll wrap it up here. But until next time, I will definitely see you guys later.